The world's largest gold extractor will be moved 2,500 kilometers to Russia, facing 4 transfers and 5 transports. Any small mistake could delay its mission by a year. By midnight, the team started removing highway railings, paving a temporary road, and placing a steel plate in the barrier's center to stay on schedule. The massive object was on time. In Belgium, strict laws required major construction at midnight, only once a week, so the team couldn't slack off. After navigating narrow streets, the trucks reached the highway crossing safely, and traffic police closed the highway promptly. This was a multi-million-dollar machine, and any error could be irreversible. By dawn, it arrived safely at the yardhead. The next step was transferring the equipment. The slightest shift in the center of gravity during the trip could lead to disaster. Recently, fans have been saying updates are slow because I'm busy buying a new car. I got a Beati Han on Gwazi used car for just over 90,000 yuan, and now new cars are losing value quickly. The team set up a temporary platform underwater beforehand and adjusted the mooring's buoyancy using the ballast tank's weight. After divers checked everything, the transport truck slowly moved onto the moored boat. As the boat headed to the harbor, it faced obstacles, including a bridge with less than 10 centimeters of clearance from the equipment. A small mistake could have trapped the captain. The crossing was conducted at a very low speed, always ready to handle emergencies. While moving between the bridge and the locks, despite being protected by buffers, precise control was essential to avoid any collision or damage to the equipment. What followed was an enormous challenge: transferring the equipment from the barge to the large transport vessel. The 2 cranes, each weighing 1,000 tons, worked in tandem and took hours just to connect the cables. Just as the equipment was about to be lifted, one of the main cables suddenly loosened. The operator executed an emergency stop. The crane was halted immediately. The team swiftly checked the equipment, reattaching every mechanical buckle and fastening to ensure no safety hazards remained. The rest of the lifting process was at a snail's pace, with the atmosphere on site growing even more tense. An hour later, the equipment, weighing 11,000 tons, was securely lowered into the cargo ship's hold. The team used over 50 steel cables to secure the equipment within the cargo ship's hold. After a sea voyage lasting 65 days, they successfully arrived in Russia. Inland transportation in Russia proved even more challenging, as a 100-year flood submerged part of the headland. This made it impossible to establish a normal build due to the Russian weather, which allows transportation for only a few weeks each year. Had the mission failed, the delivery would have been delayed by an entire year, resulting in a significant loss to the gold refinery. Ultimately, the team managed to create a marginally navigable route by filling the ballast tanks, adjusting the shipment's gradient, and other measures. After numerous trials and errors, the transport trucks finally reached land, and by noon the following day, the massive item had at last arrived at the factory.